But now let's get to the second most badass scene, the confrontation between Gi-hun and the recruiter. Gi-hun, who had spent his winnings on weapons and ammunition and goons, was confronted by the recruiter and asked to play one last game, an ideological one. While this again comes out of the recruiter supremacy, this also symbolized a quote unquote had a fight within the system, so to speak, or at least kind of sort of on their terms. They played Russian roulette, and Gi-hun agrees to play by the ideological framework of game participation for prizes in order to beat the recruiter in both the game and in philosophy. At the end of the roulette, even though the recruiter knows the next and final remaining chamber has to be the bullet, the recruiter chooses to pull the trigger anyway, smiling as he does so because he truly believes that he just might be special enough to win the game despite the odds, and if not, then maybe it's what he deserved. This sets up Gi-hun's ideological uphill battle through game participation. He has to somehow win while not giving into the cruelty of both the game and the desperation of players who truly just want a chance to live like normal people do in society again. In both instances of the Bread Homeless game and the Squid Games themselves, the conditions are rigged to begin with. The billionaire class would like free to believe that homeless people deserve to be homeless. They must have made poor choices or done too many drugs, and they're unlucky. That mentality disregards the real-life factors at play, like the hyper-capitalistic culture in both South Korea and the United States, and the direct way that the 1% contributes to the impoverishment of the needy. That mentality is what is believed by both the recruiter, the frontman, and the sniper killer lady, who all have varying relationships with how they view the fortune of others. The recruiter delights in how special he feels and loves to rub it in homeless people's faces for the love of the game. The sniper killer lady feels bad about it, but feels like there's nothing she can do, and she might as well lean into what is giving her her luck anyway. The frontman defends not only the system that allows for rampant inequality, but also, I think, truly believes that the Squid Games are a genuine, kind, generous lifeline that mimics his perceived reality that life is a zero-sum game. One person gaining means another person suffering. This is not only an incorrect way of viewing things, but one that directly benefits the upholding of a capitalist culture that encourages people barely afloat to begin with to look the other way when they realize the horrible game we all are in. The ones who profited and are entertained both in and out of the game are the billionaire class. Even in Squid Game Season 1, when Gi-hun and the secret billionaire old guy started gambling on a homeless person's life in the snow outside, reflects the comfortability that the billionaire class has with judging and gamifying people's existence for their entertainment. Maybe this should have been a warning to the viewer as to the comfort level Gi-hun had in readily agreeing to gamble with somebody else's life. And he is kind of stupid for not thinking he could go help that person himself. But perhaps in order to combat the ideology of the billionaire class, Gi-hun feels